Hello guys, Fens here with the Diablo 4 patch notes for Season 1. What is it? Season of the Malignant. Supposedly this is a big patch. I haven't seen it yet. And I figured we'd go through it together. I'm excited for the uniques. I'm hoping they're in here. I'm excited for what is it, 6 new uniques and 7 uniques and 6 aspects. Is that how it is? Pretty excited for those. I'm expecting a nerf to the Wear NATO Druid. I'm fully expecting a nerf to that Barbarian thing that does, what is it, an undecillion damage. And I'm also kind of expecting a nerf to the Blizzard Sorc build. But we'll see. Hopefully there's some buffs in there as well and some interesting shit. But let's take a look. Oh, we start with the uniques. So they are here. New unique items and legendary have been discovered. Nice. World tier 4. And the aspects is any tier. Okay. So there's 6 uniques. Yeah. A Havarian Spear of Lycander. Uber unique. So you're never getting this. Okay. Gain a random shrine effect for 10 to 20 seconds after killing an elite enemy. Well, it's not very interesting, and you're also never getting it, so don't bother with it. Azure Wrath, unique sword, lucky hit. Your core skills have up to a 20% chance to freeze enemies for 3 seconds and deal 0.75 to 1.5 cold damage to them. What does that mean? 0.75, 1.5 cold damage? Is that like a multiplier? Is that... So I'm guessing that's the scaling of the weapon, right? That's what you're rolling. But the fuck? Is this your attack power or what? That doesn't seem very good. I'm unsure how much CC barbs have available, but if they don't have anything to interact with freezing, it seems pretty bad. Maybe they can use... Maybe they can yoink... There's a Sorc aspect. Whenever you freeze something, there's a chance to make it vulnerable. Maybe you can yoink that as a barb and it works, but I'm not sure. Druid, Flesh Render, one-hand mace. Debilitating Roar and Blood Howl deals again. I guess this is some scalar damage to... So is this gonna scale off you, or is it just the... I don't know what this means, but damage to nearby poisoned enemies. It has to be poisoned. With Debilitating Roar and Blood Howl. Blood Howl is the werewolf one, right? That can give you some spirit. I guess the Debilitating is the bear one. I mean, depending on the damage it does, like, how am I to evaluate 0.5 to 1? To nearby poisoned enemies. That doesn't seem very interesting. So you're gonna make your Debilitating Roar and your Blood Howl your main source of damage? So you run like the poison creepers or whatever to poison them, and then you hit this one? Maybe Druids have other ways of poisoning things. Huh. I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't think I've played enough Druid to really evaluate this. This doesn't seem super interesting. But then again, it is, if this is scaling off your power, then it could be good. If it's like a generic one, that is exactly what I'm playing on the Sorc right now, where you just have like this low little number that goes up and crit for 4 million somehow. Alright, let's go to the Necromancer. Lidless Wall, unique shield. Oh, a reason to use shields. They're useless right now because of the inherent stats they have on them. Lucky hit while you have an active Bone Storm. So while Bone Storm, hitting an enemy outside of a Bone Storm. That's a weird interaction. Has up to a 5 to 25% chance to spawn an additional Bone Storm at their location. Each of your active sacrifice bones increase the chance by 25%. And the total number of additional Bone Storms you can have by +1. Wait, so how many can you have? So I'm guessing you can have 1, and then you sacrifice skeletons, you can have 2. You sacrifice mages, you can have 3. Sacrifice golem, you can have 4. Can you sacrifice the golem? Like, I think you can, right? You should be able to. But you need to hit... You need to hit something outside of your Bone Storm. That seems sort of counterintuitive, doesn't it? Like, what would be the purpose? What's the benefit? If you're building Bone Storm, you want Bone Storm to be your damage. Does Bone Storm have a defensive utility to it? Diablo IV Bone Storm. Oh, that's really slow. What the fuck's happening? Why is it so slow? Does it have a defensive utility to it? What's the purpose? What would be the benefit of creating another Bone Storm just for this not hitting them? Physical damage ultimate. So it's an ultimate. Swelling Storm of Bones appears around you and your golem. So you probably have to sacrifice your golem to make sure to hit things outside of it. So it has a defensive aspect to it. And you have a critical strike chance increase. Okay. So I wonder if those two will be active from the ones you proc. So I'm guessing you run this. You'd run this with a projectile build, like the Bone Spear. And you'd still be at range. And you just hit this and you just put... It seems weird that you have to have Bone Storm active and you have to hit things outside of the Bone Storm. That just seems like a weird interaction. That doesn't seem super cool, but maybe... I'm just struggling to find the reasoning for hitting an enemy outside of the Bone Storm. Like... It's just instead of grouping them, it's keep running? That seems weird to me. Eagle Horn, unique bow. Penetrating shot has a 30 to 80% chance to fire an arrow that bounces off walls and scenery. That's cool. Hitting enemies from behind with penetrating shot will make them vulnerable for 3 seconds. Ooh, that's fucking cool. Like that seems really cool. That seems really cool. You like fire it into a wall, he comes back and fucking smashes them. Wait, it's not the penetrating shot though, it's an arrow that it fires. So that's an extra damage? You fire an extra arrow and that thing bounces around. If it's not controllable, it doesn't seem as cool. I thought for a second it was your penetrating shot. So it's your penetrating shot, but had to fire an arrow. So I guess when you fire a penetrating shot, it fires off an arrow. Oh, so it's not even the bounce? Oh, man. So I thought... It seems like... So it's the... Unless it's just me misinterpreting it. Because if it's the 30 to 80% to make the arrow... And the arrow is the penetrating shot. The way I read it is penetrating shot has a 30 to 80% chance to fire an arrow. Like an extra arrow. Not the penetrating shot you fired. But the thing it procs. And that bounces around. And then this is separate. Because this arrow is not a penetrating shot. It's just an arrow you spawn. But I hope that it is... Penetrating shot has a 30 to 80% chance to bounce off walls and sceneries. But then they would have wrote that, I guess. And then if it comes back, they're vulnerable. I was really excited. And then I think I might have disappointed myself. This could be cool. This I want to see. Okay, Sorcerer. The Oculus. Ooh. Unique wand. So, gain the effect of the teleport enchantment for free. When you evade using teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. Huh. So this gained the effect of teleport enhancement for free. That's pretty cool. But when you evade using teleport, you're taken to a random location. I think that line alone just made it a gimmick and not usable. Like that alone. Yeah, you get the extra enchantment, but you can't count on it then all of a sudden. This is just like turning your evade, your defensive mechanic, into a gimmick. I thought for a second, well, it would be at least be the speed run, like the farm build would use this. But this, when you evade using teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. That just seems to make it unusable. That does not seem very good. Oh, here's the power notes. I just reread. The Azureth and Flesh render unique items have flat damage effect to scale with power. For example, at 820 item power, Azureth deals between 3359 and 6780. Okay, so this one, we go back to it. You have a 20% chance to freeze them and do almost 7k dam at 820. I don't think Barb has as many, or maybe they do, because they did get that bleed up to a giga dam. So this would be kind of the same. This would kind of be the same build as I'm playing on the Sorg right now, where you have this little flat thing, and to be fair, Azureth is 3 times as much as my Blizzard ice spikes do. But it'll proc a lot less, I guess. So what you're doing is you're building around just buffing this number up. Is that going to be a viable solution at a 20% chance? And you have to fire a core skill for it. It's not just you have a chance, it's core skills alone. That seems like it's not going to be used to me. It's even a lucky hit. It's not even... It's lucky hit, 20% chance. So your lucky hit chance, and then only a 20% chance after that. This seems bad. Like these... Is there any of these that seem... This one seems cool. I don't necessarily think it's very usable, though. Because you're giving up an aspect for it. Like, you're giving up power. This... It would be... If it's a source of vulnerable, and you can take some talents somewhere else to not put vulnerable, then this makes sense. But I think out of all of these, even the fucking uber unique seems useless. Not useless. Wait, which ones are shrines? Yeah, shrines are... It's not... They're not shrines, are they? Or are they the pillars? Are they shrines? No, they're not, are they? The conduit. Is that a shrine? It might be a shrine. If that is, then maybe this one's not bad. But again, like... You're not getting this, so don't care about it. And it's also kind of boring. And you could just get greed every time, yeah? And those are... I'm very disappointed in these, actually. This one seems cool. The Eagle Horn Bow. The others... Not very excited for. I don't see much. Maybe this one can do something, but yeah. All right, let's look at the aspects. Are they better? So there's 2 general ones. Audacity, utility. Okay. When there are at least 5 close enemies, stun them for 2 to 4 seconds. This can only occur once every 20 seconds. Where does utility go? Is that on rings only? What? Will anybody use this? You'd have to gather them. So the only thing that comes to mind is corpse tendrils and blink with the unique on Sorg. But that unique already stuns them. So you stun them again. And is there DR? Is it going to stack on top? What's going to happen there? Isn't utility only rings? Or is utility the defensive one? I think utility is only on rings, right? Because mobility you can have on boots and stuff, right? And then there's defensives that you can have on other stuff. And utility is the only rings, right? It's the one with like the fire on it. It's like resource gen and stuff, right? That doesn't seem very good. Not interested. You gain 20 to 40%. Wait, Craven. Okay, you gain 20 to 40% increased movement speed when moving away from slowed or chilled enemies. I guess gotta go fast build. Like this is a speed farming thing. Barbarian. Ancestral charge. Offensive aspect. Charge calls forth 4 ancients who also charge, dealing 50 to 100% of normal damage. That seems cool. If you can build around a charge build, I haven't played Barbarian at all. From what I'm told, they're just using the same fucking 4 shouts and then either Hoda or Whirlwind, basically. There is also, like, what's this? Double Strike or no, something? Double Slash? Something like that? And Thorns, I guess, but... This seems cool. This has the potential to make a build. I'm excited for something like this. That seems cool. That is... like... So, basically, it's just a 400% increase to the damage of charge, right? Because your charge does damage, and then you have 4 that also charge, and they do 100% of normal damage. Assuming you get the good one. This is build defining. This seems cool. I'm excited for that. Druid. Subterranean. Poison creepers active also cast landslide in the circle around you. Earth skill deals 10 to 20% increased damage to poison enemies. That seems cool. So the poison creepers kind of go around you, and then when you activate them, there's a landslide. It's around me. How's that gonna work? Does it just pop up, or what's? That seems cool. That seems cool. It's a 20% increase to earth skills, and you have to have poison. This seems like it could be. This seems like if you want to put this in, it could be worth, and it's gonna define a build as well. Or not define, but at least change it. Poison Creeper probably won't be your main source of damage, but Landslide might be. And then you'll change the build around to have Poison Creepers in it. That's exciting. That's good design. I like that one. I feel like this could have been a unique instead of a fucking aspect though, but... If we look at the uniques, these two are far more interesting than the uniques above. Alright, Necromancer. Gore Quills. Blood Lance will consume blood orbs to also conjure lances from them. Blood Lance will consume blood orbs to also conjure lances from them. Each additional blood lance deals prior to targeting on lance enemies. Isn't there already a build where you blood lance and it just does an insane amount of blood lances that they had to cap because otherwise it was completely broken? So I wonder if those two will work together. So you shoot the blood lance, it spawns multiple blood lances, right? I think that's what it does. So if you land something and then the blood orbs also land something, well, the blood orbs then also, split. I don't know how many blood orbs necros generate. I don't know how good this will be. It seems cool. Prior to targeting unlanced enemies. I don't know what the significance of this is. There must be something with lancing an enemy that does something. But then if it's good to lance them after they've been lanced already, then you could have the small ones ready up your targets and then you fire into them. If it is better to like lance them first and then subsequent lances are worse, then this probably won't be as good, but this seems cool. I dig it. Okay, Rogue. Pestilent points. Every third cast of Puncture is poison imbued with 100 to 150% of normal potency. I mean, I guess you can't win everyone, right? I guess Puncture is a basic skill, isn't it? E4 Rogue Puncture. Is puncture not? I thought puncture was just a regular skill. But I mean, I guess if you're playing a poison, then having 150%, 150% potency might be cool. Why is it so slow at loading? Oh well, CBA then. This one, I haven't played enough rogue to really evaluate this. This seems like this is the one I'm least interested in of the three so far, or of the four so far. Like every third cast is imbued, but I guess if I'm not sure how poison imbue works, but I guess big poison. Sorcerer, searing wards. Ooh, fire. After spending 100 mana, 200 to 100 mana, your next firewall is free to cast and will destroy incoming small missiles. That's kind of cool. It's an offensive aspect though. That's kind of... So you're not buffing the damage, you're just getting a free one. And it's kind of defensive. The defensive part of it seems cool. I wonder how it's gonna look. What's a small missile? What's a small missile? What's big? What's small? Like what's it gonna... I get it. I take it takes arrows, right? Regular arrows and like fucking just all that. But will it take the red wraith balls? Is that a small or big projectile? I'm assuming it won't take... What about Lillith? Are those considered small? The projectiles that comes out of the fucking blood boils? Would you be able to just stand in a corner with that fucking firewall in front of you and they just get burned? That would be cool. But I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it. What about the little ones that swirl around? Would you be able to burn those? This seems like it could have some really cool things going for it. But they are mostly defensive. The spending 200 to 100 mana and you get a free firewall is whatever to me. That doesn't seem... So, like, every fourth to fifth-ish firewall is free? I think that build needs a little bit more than just an extra cast every 5, honestly. There should have been, like... And also, this shouldn't... I don't think this should have been an offensive aspect to me. To me, this is utility. Like, you spent fucking mana and you get a free one. Put a multiplier on this, and then we can talk about making it offensive. But the major thing of it is firewall will destroy incoming missile. It's more a defensive one, I think, than a fucking... It's cool. I just don't agree with it being categorized as an offensive aspect, that's all. I think if they want this to be an offensive aspect, it needs to put some damage on there, not just a free cast. Like, bug fixes, various improvements from accessibility perspective. Primarily many fixes to the screen reader where it failed to read specific... I don't know what that means. Challenges. Fix multiple issues where specific channel wouldn't provide the proper rewards. Okay. I guess this is where... Like, fix multiple issues where players could gain progress for certain challenges through the actions of other nearby players. I guess this is the achievements. It should count toward the criteria for some challenges. One account, fixing issue with players and others, one or other friends have completed a challenge, fixing issue with feats of strength, whatever. Cooperative play. Okay, fixed an issue, camera function, I don't care. Fixed an issue, fix an issue. I don't really... NPC box would overlap. Rogue's inner sight would only fill up one. Okay. Dark potential challenge will begin both players. Instant request. Okay. Dungeons. Is this all just fixes? No, it's all box fixes, I guess. Let's look through these because these are... There has been some things that's been bothering me in the dungeons. Fix an issue where the player would not be able to receive enough animus to progress through the Hallowed Ossuary dungeon. That fucking sucks. I don't even think I've done this dungeon. Fix an issue where the stone carving in the Fallen Temple capstone would duplicate. I haven't seen that either. Fix an issue where the monster regen affix in the Nightmare Dungeon would also affect structures in that dungeon? Huh. That I might have run into that and not noticed. Fixed an issue where the Goatmen and Shambling Corps enemies will continue to respawn in the Forsaken Quarry. That sounds... I mean, infinite XP farm, right? Fixed an issue where the Sentinel enemies would not have weapons in the Bastion of Faith dungeon. A lot of these dungeons I haven't even done. I guess I haven't unlocked them, so they don't come in my nightmare sigils or something. Fixed an issue where the... unlocked them, completed them once. Fixed an issue where the Bastion of Faith dungeon could sometimes not be completed. That sucks. Fixed an issue where the player could respawn behind a bear in the Fallen Temple Capstone dungeon. I have done that, but I don't know if it's in the Fallen Temple Capstone. There is one of them. It's like a snow castle where you have to pull a lever on two sides to open the door in the middle. I have spawned behind that door before I've opened any of the fucking levers. Fixed an issue where the map for the Crusaders Cathedral dungeon was incomplete. Okay. Curse of a Week was stack. Okay, fixed an issue. The Fallen Temple Capstone dungeon? Are people spending that much time in that? Fixed multiple instances where the fog door could not be progressed through in some dungeons. Huh. When the monster's thorn effects in Nightmare dungeons was reflecting physical damage, it will now probably reflect... Oh! So if they have... I don't even got seen thorns on monsters. But now I guess it'll reflect back to me as well, because I haven't done physical damage, so... I mean, fixing this where blood boils would not probably spawn in the Core Dragon Barracks dungeon. I think I've seen that. It's mostly when they land inside of stuff, I thought. But maybe it just doesn't spawn. Sometimes it just doesn't spawn, I guess. Fix an issue where traps would deal more damage than intended. Okay. Fix an issue where the level scaling in the level 100 Pinnacle dungeon was inconsistent. The fuck's a level 100 Pinnacle dungeon? I haven't done that. Is that the... There is a dungeon with a little yellow fucking dot on. Is that the level 100 Pinnacle dungeon? Do I need to go do that? I guess I need to go do that. It depends if I'm getting nerfed, though. Why did they not... Maybe I've missed it somewhere. I haven't been told about that. There's a level 100 Pinnacle dungeon? It's like a challenge for you? I thought it was just Lillith. I banged my head against Lillith yesterday for 8 hours, and... Well, technically I killed her 5 times, but I just didn't make it to the end, so... She's still alive, the bitch. Great design. Fixed an issue where the Awakened Glyphstone wouldn't spawn if the party leader left the dungeon before. That sucks. Alright, gameplay. We're into some things that matters. Barbarian. Fixed an issue where the number of enemies to defeat for the Barbarian quest Master of Battle was not displayed. Okay. Oh, it's still bug fixes? Is all of this just bug fixes? I guess it is. Okay. Fixed an issue where Iron Maelstrom could be cast more than 3 times rapidly. Wait, fixed an issue where Iron Maelstrom could be cast more than 3 times rapidly, casting Warcry. Fixed an issue where Iron Maelstrom could be cast more than 3 times rapidly, casting Warcry. So, some bug with Warcry that let you cast this 3 times? Okay. Fixed an issue where standing in the Berserk, Ripping Skullbreaker, and enemy aspect would allow the player to deal extreme amounts of damage. I guess that's the undecillion damage. Fixed an issue where the outer edge of the quakes generated by Hammer of the Ancient to the aspect, dealing far more damage than intended. So they nerfed Hoda. We recognize this as a significant addition to the Hammer of the Ancient Barbarian build, but we do not want its strength to be reliant on an underlying bug. So they're going to buff it later. It's going to be buffed down the line. Okay. Fixed an issue where Earth skills and the Pulverize skill will consume 2 overpower buffs simultaneously. That I've noticed. It's annoying. That's cool. Fixed an issue where the bonus effect on Bloodhowl from Nighthaller's aspect would apply twice to the Wolf's companions, but not at all for Ravens. So the Wolves took all the Raven buffs. Okay. Fixed an issue where Provocation passive stacks wouldn't update properly after adding more points to it. Okay. Fixed an issue where the automatic transformation from Insatiable Fury and cause the Ursine Strength Keys pass to not proc consistently. Huh. Fixed an issue where the enhanced Pulverize buff would not remove itself while in town. Okay. Fixed an issue where seeking tornadoes produced by Storm Shaper's aspect would not deal damage. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Fixed an issue where Raven's passive damage did not improve after the skill was updated. What? Where rabies would deal no damage while standing very close to an enemy. Okay. Fixed an issue where Stormclaw's aspect allows Red to do extreme amounts of damage. Okay, so there was a Stormclaw's aspect. I'm not sure. What is Stormclaw's aspect? D4 Stormclaw's aspect. I think that is something they used. That is something they used for the werewolf build, right? Where they just clawed and they fucking one-tap Lilith or something. Maybe it's not that, but I think I've seen that. What is happening to my internet connection? Well, we can't look up things. Whatever. I've tried 3 times now. It's not happening. I don't know what's going on. Fixed an issue where a Necromancer could not obtain daggers from the Purveyor of Curiosities. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Necromancer's minions would have their life bonuses deactivate while in town. What does that matter? You go to town and your minions get their life bonuses deactivated. You go out and they get one shot, or is that why? Where fixed an issue where Bone Spear cast through Chilling Wind from an elite enemy would increase the number of generated echoes for that cast. Wait. So you get a fucking elite to put up the fucking wall and then you're just doing extra damn? How the fuck does a buff like that happen? The fuck? Fixed an issue where enhanced Bone Spear could cause erratic movement. I don't understand what that means. Fixed an issue where cancelling Blood Mist when it's already off cooldown would immediately recast it. Okay. Rogue. Fixed an issue where Shadow Step wouldn't trigger the aspect of uncanny treachery if the target was killed. I don't know what that means, but okay. Fixed an issue where advanced penetrating shot would not knock down other players in PvP play. Okay. Fixed an issue where Twisting Blaze would not come back when the ability killed a bloated corpse fiend. So specifically this enemy, it wouldn't come back. I guess it's because it's still like blowing up, so it thought it was still alive. Fixed an issue where the dash skill would not move the full distance if targeting an enemy while using control. Oh, sorry. Okay, well, whatever. Fixed an issue where the Eldritch Bounty Paragon node granted bonus resistances incorrectly. Well, who cares? Resistances do fucking nothing. Fixed an issue where Rapid Fire had an extra arrow effect only that behaved erratically. That sounds like it will look cool, but I guess not. Fixed an issue where the Awakened Glyphstone wouldn't spawn for rogue players using improved Barrage. Excuse me? What? That is so specific. So you're using improved Barrage and you can't upgrade your sigils. Sorry, boys. You picked the wrong skill. What? How does something like this happen, I wonder? What the fuck? How... How can an Awakened Glyphstone be unable to spawn if you're using a specific skill? Okay. Fixed an issue where the Firebolt enchantment effect did not contribute to the Combustion Key passive. That's the one where the more burns you have on a target, the more damage you do. Okay. Fixed an issue where but I don't think if you're playing that, if you're playing the Combustion Key passive, you're not using the Firebolt enchantment much, I don't think, because it's just going to make them burn a bit more. I mean, there are better enchantments, I think. Unless you use it, unless you're playing like Fireball, and that, but that already puts a burn on, doesn't it? Do you need the fucking Firebolt enchant for Fireball to put a burn on? Maybe you do. I haven't read that much into it. Fixed an issue where the passive stacks generated by Align the Animals could partially reset in an unexpected way. Okay. Fixed an issue where casting Deep Freeze would prevent the Ice Shard enchantment effect from triggering. Okay, so when you have Ice Shard enchantment, you just generate ice shots and they do damage. Fixed an issue where Aspect of Control was applying its damage bonus 3 times for staggered bosses. So my character is now unable to do Lilith. Well, I was expecting that. That's why I pushed 8 hours yesterday in order to be able to try. And honestly, I should have killed her yesterday, but I didn't play well enough. My gear was not good enough to make up for my lack of skill. So here we are. But now that is effectively dead because I just lost, what, 2/3 of my damage. I wonder how much less damage I'll do. I guess I'll go in and try just to see. I was creating for almost 4 mil. Now I'm going to be creating for, what, a mil? So the build is just dead, I guess. How the fuck is Sorcs going to do damage now? This was all their damage. Aspect of Control, literally all their damage. This alone just killed my character. My character's literally dead now. How the fuck are Sorcs gonna do any damage now? Huh. Fixed an issue with the gravitational aspect. I don't know what that is actually. Was appearing weaker on two-handed weapons or amulets. I don't know what the gravitational aspect is. I don't know which one's called gravitational. Fixed an issue where the enhanced enchantment effect for chain lightning had no visual tracking bonus and could also unexpectedly drop off. Fixed an issue where incinerate would immediately cost 30 mana when cast in addition to be consistent channeling mana cost. Incinerate now probably only costs mana as it's being channeled. Okay, so one of the big issues with Incinerate was you had to pay 30 mana and then you had to channel and cast. So if you paid the mana and then you had to stop, you just done no damage and lost a bunch of mana. Alright, general. Fixed multiple instances where players could unnaturally teleport during boss encounters. Could unnaturally teleport during boss encounters. Fixed an issue where a chest in the western ways could be interacted with infinitely. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Fixed an issue where the Airyman NPC couldn't be interacted with infinitely. I don't know what that is. Fixed an issue otherwise breakable objects in the world would not be broken when evading through them. Okay. Fixed multiple instances where the player could avoid damage from bosses if they positioned themselves in a specific location. So there are safe spaces, I guess? That seems weird. Maybe. Fixed an issue where forged relics could not be interacted with. I don't know what that is actually. What the fuck's a forged relic? Dude, I've played this game like 300 hours and I don't know what this is. Forged relic. I don't know what that is. Fixed an issue where monster with cold, bleeding, burning, or corruption effects would freeze players in one hidden nightmare dungeon with the cold enchanted effects. Yes. Please. Fix an issue where cold enchanted monster froze players more often than intended in higher world tiers. Thank you. Fix an issue where a chest could spawn that would provide infinite loot. That sounds like a good chest. Helltides and Fields of Hatred. Fix an issue where the player could be damaged by a Helltide firestorm while standing in Girandai. Is that a city or something? Fix an issue where enemies resurrected by shamans would continuously drop. Aww. Fixed an issue where chain lightning could bounce infinitely between the caster and another player character standing in Fields of Hatred's town. Oh, that seems cool though. There is a thing that whenever chain lightning bounces off you, it does. Oh well, it does 10x damage, right? So it doesn't matter. I thought it would. It was something that stacked up. You could fucking just go close together and then outside of town. But you need somebody to be right outside of town for that, because it'll stop outside of town, I guess. Fixed an issue where players could not see other players that they should when re-entering the Alsuda Fields of Hatred. So, okay. Fixed an issue where certain areas in the Fields of Hatred would be incorrectly flagged as town, rendering players unable to cast skill while still being able to be damaged. Oh, that's bullshit. Items and aspects. Funny, I would have thought that this... if they have items as aspect, I would have thought this an issue with the aspect control, but I guess these are general ones. Fixed an issue where the cost reduction bonus from the Ring of Starless Skies could unexpectedly drop off. Okay. Where aspect of the protector would trigger its barrier effect after destroying a breakable object. Okay. Ring of Misfortune had incorrect stat. Ember Staff weapon didn't apply the bonus damage to crowd control enemies, which is inherent for all staff type weapons. Okay, that sucks. Fixed an issue where any character menu interaction will reset the bonus granted by inner comm. Okay. Fixed an issue where the maximum life on affixes on the Conquer quest. Aspect power would also increase when upgrading an item at the... Aww. Fixed an issue where aspect power would also increase when upgrading an item at the blacksmith. I did that. I did that with my Blizzard thing. I thought that was intended. Why would that not be intended? If the aspect power is what's it called? If the aspect power is tied to the item level, why would upgrading it not upgrade the aspect power? I don't agree with this. Maybe I'm not understanding what it is, but the Blizzard one that I'm using right now, it does more damage the higher eye level the piece you rip it off. So you could upgrade the item and it would do more damage. I guess they took that away, but it doesn't matter because they killed that build with the control, I guess. Or maybe they didn't kill the build. I think they did though. I think they did though. The level requirement for sacred items will now cap. I read this. The ancestral will cap at 60. Oh, sorry. Sacred will cap at 60. Ancestral cap at 80. Fixed an issue where the Mother's Embrace unique ring did not trigger properly with several abilities. Great. Monsters. Fixed an issue where items of higher power than intended were dropping for rare monsters. Fixed an issue where the Walk's jumping attack dealt no damage when passing through the player. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Pitless Gur monster would endlessly run around in circles. Fixed an issue where the lightning enhanced champion Goma would fail to deal damage to the player. That sounds like a nice bug. Fixed an issue where a monster with a suppressor would be immune to damage from abilities that started initially outside the immunity circle. I wonder if this means that abilities on the ground from like cast from outside will now actually hit, like Firewall. When you cast Firewall outside of the suppressor, it would not burn. If you walk in and cast it, it will burn. If you then walk out, it will stop burning. Sometimes, not always. I wonder if that's what they've been fixed, or that's the thing they've fixed. Fixed an issue where clones of monster with a suppressor could also have the suppressor affix. I've sometimes seen it appear and disappear and kind of blink and stuff. I don't know if that's it. Fixed an issue where treasure goblins would behave erratically if engaged from a long distance. Aren't they supposed to behave erratically? Fixed multiple other issues where monster behavior could not perform properly and could be exploited in some cases. I hope it's not. So Butcher sometimes would stand still if you go close. Like if you play Ring Around the Rosie with Butcher, if you stand close enough to the wall that you're running around, he would sometimes just stand still. That was nice. Quests and events. I wonder if they're gonna fix where things just get one shot. Progress bar could not be filled. Caravan siege. Who cares? Idle. Fixing future remains. Enemies could remain idle. Champion enemies could not spawn. Could cost to disappear. Okay. Cursed chest event could not be completed. That I've had so many times. The fireground even has. Should I read all of this? This seems kind of boring. I should get to the meat of the fucking patch, right? All of this is just fixes. Whatever. We'll see if we can find something that makes sense. Fixing issue. Unique ground enemies. Who cares? Invulnerable to damage. Oh, that sucks. Fixing issue. Active on containers. Suppressor fix. Active on containers and furniture. Okay. Oh, that's bad. Teleport through and block progression. Flesh and blood. Tracker will be missing when you're entered. Okay. Spore. So it's just a bunch of quests. What is this with the liars? Fix the issue where the player could be blocked from re-entering the boss area after dying during the fight against the liars in the Piercing Veil quest. Okay, that's also good. User interface and user experience. Fixed an issue where the minimap didn't actually depict the in-game world during the Blind Eye quest. Okay. Portion of map is invisible. Mad bomber tile will not display. Newsfeed could not be blah blah blah. The cult leader Paragon Pass no longer appears above hostile minions in PvP. To play 0 skills instead of +2 on the bonus. Wait, fixed an issue where the bonus from the ballistic aspects displayed on +0 to skills instead of +2. Okay. Fixed an issue where sigil sorting was inconsistent between inventory and the stash. Okay. Fixed an issue with the map pin functionality. Okay. Completion music for defeating Avarice could start playing before the boss is defeated. Okay. Unlock. Wait, fixing issue where players that you haven't unlocked the high world tier could be invited into. Aww. Here's a clan. Fixed an issue where Mesh Chief's camo made no noises. Okay. Fixed an issue where there was no sound when Laura kicks Mischief awake. Loading screen update. We've added more dynamic loading screens with the release of Season of Malignant. This includes adding more assets to the loading screen, such as your player character. Okay. So they made the loading screens cooler? Looking forward to seeing that, I guess. Gameplay updates. Here we are. Altars of Lillith unlocks are now account-wide. Nice. Map discovery is now account-wide. Nice. Whispers will no longer reward sigil dust. Okay. Are they gonna do more then though? Nope. Overall loot quality has been significantly improved for silent chests. It's time to pick up the fucking keys again. The channel time for the leave dungeon ability has been increased from 3 to 5 seconds. What? Why? Why? Why do I need to wait 2 more seconds? We have generally reduced the tendency for many monsters to move around in combat so that melee characters don't have to chase down their enemies as much. That's nice. Wealth tier. Wealth tier 2 has had the following bonuses added. Bonus gold increased from 15 to 20. Monsters now drop 15% more items. We like where Wealth tier 2 has landed overall, but are increasing its reward pace to better align with its difficulty. Okay, so that just makes it even better to start World Tier 2. I don't think it was the matter. I don't think it was worth it to start World Tier 2. I did, but I don't think it's the right call. I think you'd go faster in World Tier 1. But this should make it better. I do think they should have added some... If the bonus gold goes up, why not kick the experience up a tad as well? Level scaling inside dungeons and most overworld terraces have been adjusted in World Tiers 3 and 4. Monsters will begin to trail behind the player in level after a certain point, up to a max of 5 level behind. This change does not affect world bosses, leading when Fields of Radiant, Helltide, or Nightmare dungeons. I wonder if this is to nerf just people spamming regular dungeons to level up. We want to give players a better sense of their power progression and mastery of the world while still challenging them with constructed in-game activities. Well, tier 3 examples. If the player level is below 55, the monster level is still 55. If the player is between 56 and 60, the monster level is 55. If the player is 61, the monster is 56. What? So outside, they're always going to be 5 levels behind after you hit 60? And the max monster level of World Tier 3 is 70. World Tier 4 examples. Players below level 75, 75, 76. So it's the same shit. Is the player level... From this point on, the monsters will always be... Yeah, because the monsters cap out at 95 as well. I mean, I don't like the scaling, but they're still scaling here. It's like, yeah, you get... So... This seems weird, man. So here you're getting more powerful from like level 55 to level 60. And then you stop getting more powerful. And then again here you get more powerful from 75 to 80. And then you stop getting... What the fuck? Well, this just cements that you can't just do... Because it's also inside dungeons, right? So now you just... Sigils is just a thing you do for leveling, I guess. Because killing monsters 5 levels below you is not going to be worth it for experience, is it? Aren't you generally supposed to kill things like 5 or 6 levels ahead of you? Or is it 3? I can't remember when it caps out. Okay. Experience. Reward experience for completing Whispers in World 3 and 4 has been significantly increased. We observed that the experience bonus rewarded for killing higher level monsters escalates too fast when compared to the relative challenge level. We still want to reward players for taking on this challenge by encouraging them to position power leveling together instead of one player killing enemies while another member of the party waits at the dungeon's entrance. I don't like that they're saying that monster killing gives too much experience, kinda. Because that kinda sounds like they want us to fucking... Okay, let's see. We are adjusting bonus experience rewards for killing monsters that are higher levels of the player. Pre-season of the Malignant bonus is level 1. 1 level higher, 15%. 2 levels higher, 20%. 3 levels higher, 15%. Post-season of Malignant... 1.5% bonus per level up to 10 levels. So they're nerfing experience gains? They're actually nerfing experience gains. You'd get 25% for 3 levels. Now you only get 15% at 10? We're also adjusting experience reward for monsters level offsets for higher world tier. Current world tier levels. World tier 2 up to 3. World tier 3 up to 10. World tier 4 up to 100. Wait. So now... So now instead of plus 3 plus 10 plus 100, it's plus 3 plus 6 plus 10? So you're level... So you can't power level people anymore. Or not as sufficiently, at least. You're level 1, your friends bring you to a world tier 4 and leave you at the entrance of the dungeon. They start killing level 100 mobs. Prior to season of the mini, you get level 100 monster experience times 25, right? And now you're going to get level 11 monster experience. Why'd you want it to take longer? They're not putting in anything extra interesting stuff to do, and now they just want it to take longer to reach 100? So they nerfed the outdoor worlds by just making the monsters lower level. So regular dungeons and outside dungeons are going to give you less experience, right? I think you get less from killing some... I mean, you get more experience from a higher level mob, right? I'd assume. And then the bonus experience for going above your level is cut down by 10%. And not just that, right? Because you only needed to do 3 levels higher to get to 25. Now you need to get 10 levels higher to get 15. So not only do you need to go 7 higher than you used to, but you also get 10% less bonus from it. And then they're removing, or not removing, they're massively hampering power leveling. But why? Helltide. We're looking to increase the danger in Helltide's risk-reward gameplay by making the monsters a bit more challenging and the tortured gift of mystery harder to open. No, man. Okay, Oh, why though, man? So they just made the chore more chore? The fuck? 200. Wait, the Tortured Gift of Mystery cost 250 instead of 175? What are these? What the fuck is happening? So you get less experience. You have to farm Helltides way more for your fucking Forgotten Souls. Oh my god. The fuck? So one of the critics of one of the major criticisms of D4 is that it has no endgame, and Blizzard's response to it is make it so you won't reach endgame. It's like, we don't have endgame. Let's make sure they get there slower. Less people will get there and figure it out, or they'll quit before because they're tired of doing fucking Helltides. I guess. Okay. Balance updates. This is gonna be good, yeah. So far, fucking swing and a miss. As our community continues to battle the burning hells, the builds emerge from new players have shocked and delighted us. Yeah, you sure have. We've chosen to focus Season of the Millennium balance updates on clear itemization disparities over redesigns of class features. The class changes are largely focused on numeric increases to skill upgrades and legendary aspects that players haven't yet found compelling. Additionally, we're changing critical strike damage paragon glyphs to empower all damage instead of only core skills to enable more build strategies. Okay. There are also a few class stat decreases on swords, which grants extreme amounts of damage. There are also a few class stat decreases on sorcerers, which grants extreme amount of damage, healing, or unstoppable. In general, we prefer build-specific changes to be bonuses instead of decreases, but we feel these changes are necessary for the overall health of the game. Diablo 4 is a game that is continually evolving through its season, thus it just move me. Yeah. Barbarian. Skills. Violent double swing, vulnerable duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Okay. Furious upheaval, damage bonus per stack increased from 3 to 5%. Power charge cooldown reduction is now kept to 3 targets for a maximum of 9 seconds of cooldown reduction. So that's a nerf, I guess. Tactical ground storm fury gain increased from 25 to 40. Enhanced death blow damage bonus to boss increased from 100 to 150. Enhanced steel grasp vulnerable duration increased from 2.5 to 3. Enhanced rupture damage increased from 30 to 45%. Warrior's rupture attack speed bonus increased from and duration increased from 4 to 5. Fighters ruptures healing from 15 to 18. There's a decent amount of buffs. One nerf, I guess, but decent amount of buffs, I guess. Hamstring now only slows healthy enemies. Oh. I guess it slowed all enemies before? So it slows less targets, but the slow is increased, I guess. Cut to the bone bleeding damage bonus to vulnerable reduced, so a nerf here. 3% nerf at the top end, 1% at the low end. Wrath Glyph's bonus now affect all damage instead of just core skills. I guess that's the crit one. Aspect Relentless Berserker aspect berserkering duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Battlemat aspect berserking duration increased. Brawler's aspect damage increased. Aspect of Burning Rage damage increased. Aspect of the Iron Warrior damage reduction increased. There's a lot of buffs. Again, increase in lucky hit chance. Ancestral Echoes lucky hit chance. Yeah, again an increased. Weapon Master's aspect. Again an increased. Gore's Devastating Grip now explode every 2 seconds or after it ends, and its hit cap has been removed. That sounds like a buff, but I'm not sure what it did before. Fields of Crimson Bleeding damage bonus. Again an increase. Okay, buffs for Barbarian. Let's go Druid. I am expecting the werewolf thing to be nerfed. Enhanced claw speed bonus increased. I guess it was just the thing in the box about the claw that made it problematic. So now it has more attack speed. Storm strike damage reduction. Oh, reduced. 10% reduction. I was planning on using Storm Strike. Fuck. Boulder damage increased. Savage Trampled Spirit gain increase. Oh, I used that. Nice. Prime lacerate healing increased. Cataclysm lightning damage increase again. Tornado damage increase as well. Supreme Cataclysm vulnerable duration again increase. Prime Cataclysm duration increase. Prime Grizzly Raid now grants unstoppable for 6 seconds instead of while active. So you're no longer permanently, I guess, and now only for 6 seconds. I guess. Provocation threshold required for guaranteed overpower. Reduced from 35 to 30 to 25 to 24, 20 to 16. Okay. Spirit boon. Masochistic now also requires lucky hit chance of 75%. Okay, so I think it was every time, but now it's just 75. Now it's lucky hit chance 75%. So I guess. Prickle skin thorns increase. Iron feather maximum life increase. This is a nerf. It's the spirit, right? No, wait. Masochist is whenever you take damage, you have a chance to do something. Is it whenever you take damage, you gain spirit? I think that's what it is, right? So now... No, wait, what does it do? How can it have lucky hit if you take damage? Or maybe I don't remember what it is completely. Bolster fortified increase. Overload damage increase. Spirit glyph bonus now affect all damage into core skills. I think this critical damage glyph. Aspect of the calm breeze, lucky hit chance increase. Balance aspect, maximum spirit increase. Tempest damage bonus increase. Skinwalker's aspect healing. Symbiotic aspect cooldown reduction. Oh, I don't remember that. Is that why you use some different things and you cooldown? I haven't looked too much into this. Insatiable Fury Werebear skill ranks increased from 2 to 3. Wait, it didn't get nerfed? I don't see the where anything get nerfed. They just changed. They just fixed something where Shred did, or was it Claw? Was it Claw or Shred that did too much damn? Huh. Necromancer. Any minion buffs? That would be interesting. Initiates Decompose Slow increased from 30 to 50. Initiates Decompose Slow. Oh. Wait, is that when you channel it into them, they're slowed? Paranormal Sever cast required for vulnerable reduced from 4 to 3. Okay, that's a buff. That's pretty big, right? Enhanced Bloodshot healing. Enhanced Bloodline damage reduction for piercing. Reduced from 15 to 10%. That's a buff, right? Because when it pierces, it does less damage, so that's a buff. Bone Prison initial essence gain increased. Okay. Abhorrent Iron Maiden healing increased. Golems move faster and unhindered through enemies when their cooldown is activated. More blood. I don't know if it's more blood orbs or if it's just they spawn earlier. Raised skeleton, corpse explosion, and corpse strengthening range for auto targeting calls on mouse and keyboard increased. I guess it makes it easier to hit them. Raised skeleton's priest bonus damage increased from 20 to 30. Raised skeleton priest healing increased from 10 to... it's kind of minion buffs, but not... Passives, evulsion bonus damage to vulnerable, reduced. So a little nerf to vulnerable, 3% at the top end. Transfusion, minion healing increase, more minion healing. Drain vitality, lucky hit chance. Okay, amplified damage increase. Ooh, amplified damage. Let's go. Book of the Dead. Necromancer's minions will now automatically re-summon after respawning during a world boss fight. Huh? Okay. Skeleton Warrior Defender upgrade Thorns Inherit increase from 40 to 50. So I guess... Well, I mean... Is it Rod Ferguson? He is playing Thorns Necro, so maybe. Shadow Skeleton Mains upgrade attacks required for an additional Shadow Bolt reduced from 5 to 4. Okay. Bone Skeleton Mage upgrade fortified amount increased from 11 to 2. Okay. And this is the crit one again. Splintering aspect bone shot damage bonus reduced Oh, that's the bone spear. That's bone spear nerfs. So instead of them doing 100%, they're now doing 60. Aspect of plunging darkness. I don't know what that does, but it's buffed. Coldbringer's aspect blizzard cooldown reduced. Okay. Isn't that one of the best ways to stagger a boss? Having your mages do that shit? Maybe this is not it, but I think it is, right? Aspect of hungry blood. Chance to fire bloodlines is increased from 10. Wait, isn't this the thing that was broken? But maybe they capped it, so that's why it's not broken. It needs a buff, I guess. Blood-soaked aspect damage increase. Aspect of ultimate shadow increase. Aspect of grasping veins. Critical strike damage bonus reduced. To a nerf. Osseous Gale. Bone Storm duration. Aspect of the damage bonus increase. Aspect echo damage reduce. Blood-bathed aspect echo damage reduction reduced. So that's enough, I guess. Blood-bathed aspect echo damage reduction reduced, right? Unless it's an offensive one that makes things do less damage, then it's a buff. I'm not sure what this one is. Okay. Bloodless Scream essence gain. Well, on to Rogue. I'm also not gonna know anything here. Aspect of Disobedient maximum stack reduced from 10 to 60, reducing maximum bonus armor percent from 25 to 50. Aspect of Disobedience maximum stacks reduced from 10 or from 100 to 60, reducing maximum bonus armor percent from 25% to 50% to 50. That seems like a massive defensive nerf, no? Also, they're nerfed here. Aspect of Retribution. Exploiters aspect damage bonus unstoppable reduced. Wait, I'm looking at the general runs, not the rogue. Oh crap! I'm using these. Dude, my entire build is in shambles. The fuck? I just got a little bit ahead of myself, but they nerfed control, which is my main damage driver. They nerfed what, 2? They know. Jesus. Well, we're gonna look at that. Holy shit! My character. I'm not locking in. I'm not playing Eternal. I'm not playing Diablo 4 until season 1 comes out. My character is fucking crushed. Holy shit! Unless there's some more shit coming. Advanced rapid fire duration increased from 3 to 5 seconds. Nice. Caltrops cast speed increased by 15%. Okay. Enhanced cold imbue lucky hit chance increased from 30 to 40%. Okay. Enhanced smoke grenade. This is just a lot of damage buffs, I guess. Methodical dash maximum cooldown reduction increased from 3 to 4 seconds. Concealment stealth duration. Enhanced dark sprout. Chance to not be consumed increased. Okay. Supreme death trap cooldown reduction increased. Passive. Victimized lucky hit chance increase. Siphoning. Everything's getting buffed, man. There's so few things getting nerfed. I wonder if it means anything, though. The buffs aren't that big, and it's mostly to things that aren't used, as far as I could gather. Oh, this is getting nerfed. Siphoning strikes now also requires a lucky hit chance of 75%. So they have something that is not... that. So what they're doing is, they have these things. It's mostly healing, it seems like. And they're slightly overperforming. So instead of tuning down the number a bit, they're just gonna make it inconsistent. Or make you... like fucking, oh, let me just invest a little bit more into lucky hit. I guess they're trying to make lucky hit a more, I don't know how many things actually uses lucky hit. I haven't ran into a build that uses it much yet, but I've only played a very select things. Oh wait, I'm lying actually. I was gonna play the Hourglass sword, and that uses it, but I don't know how much you fucking spend item points into it or whatever, like how much itemization you put into it. Rocked damage reduction against over time increased, so 3% at the top end. Mending obscurity healing per second, while stealth increased from... okay, aftermath energy restored. Combat glyphs bonus, this is the crit one, I think. Eldritch bounty legendary node increased. I don't know what that is, that's a specific one. Preparation ultimate cooldown reduction increased from 4 to 5. So I guess that's just you have more ultimates. Aspect of Volatile Shadow damage increase. Icy Alchemist aspect chill increase. Shadow Slicer's aspect increase. Increase. All buffs. All buffs. Okay. Sky Hunter's energy gain increase again. Grasp was lucky hit. Increase. Holy shit. Sorcerer. Here comes something I know something about. Okay. Enhanced charge bolt damage increased from 25 to 30% and now benefit from skill ranks. Okay. That's I haven't used this skill ever, but destructive charge bolt damage reduction increased 20 to 20. Wait. Destructive charge bolt damage reduction increased. That seems like a nerf, right? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at the charge bolts, but I don't think it gives DR. I think it does reduce damage when it does something. Destructive incinerate damage reduction increased. Ice Blade's cast cleanup has been tightened, allowing players to act after it's cast sooner. Okay. They buff Fireball. Wizard's Fireball maximum increased, mana regeneration increased. Oh, okay, more mana gen, I guess. They want to make that a more enticing pick. Wizard's Blizzard core skill mana cost reduction increased from 10 to 20. Oh, so I can blast even more useless blizzards out. Supreme Deep Freeze cooldown reduction increased from... Supreme Deep Freeze? I don't know what that is. Elemental Dominance now also affect Master Skill and just as core skills? That's huge. Oh, ho, ho. Maybe Firewall's coming. That's big. That's huge, man. That's Elemental Dominance makes core skills do more damage. Now it's going to make Mastery skills do more damage as well. It's just scaling on the Mastery skills. Potent Warding duration increased from... Oh, this is buffing the squishiness of Sorks. Fucking 6 seconds up? Excuse me? Would you like 200% more duration? Yes, please. Protection Barrier. Oh, Potent Warding, isn't that... Wait, is that the resistances? That might be the resistances, so it might be useless. Protection Barrier duration 2 to 3. That's more... That's one you're using, right? I think that's the one where you get a little barrier when you use a cooldown. Align the elements damage reduction per second increase from 123 to 369. Oh, would you like a fucking 300% increase, I guess? Yes, please. Mana shield damage reduction increased from... Mana shield damage reduction increased from 5, 10, 15 to 7, 14, 21. Aw, they're nerfing Devouring Blaze? Wait, so they're buffing Mastery, but then they're nerfing one of the best talents that is there. Devouring Blaze bonus critical strike damage reduced from 10, 20, 30 to 7, 14, 21. Oh, they're gutting it. So you... Whoa. Really? Jesus. Dude, my build is gone. Or not my build. It's not my build. My character's gone. So just the base one is down to 7, 14, 21. And now it has to be immobilized for you to get what you got baseline before? Holy shit. Devouring Blaze bonus critical strike damage to immobilize reduced from 25, 50 to 75 to 10, 20. Oh, just take off fucking 45%, won't you? Why don't you? 45% increase. That's like fucking... What? Like they took off... What? They took off fucking 75%-ish. 2/3 or something. Like, the fuck? Fiery Surge, mana regeneration increased. Who cares? And this is the one that only made core skills. Enhancement. Spark enchantment chance to form crackling increased. Okay. Frozen Orb enchantment chance to be cast increased. Incinerate enchantment cooldown reduced. Hydra enchantment mana threshold reduced. Let's see. Aspect of efficiency mana cost reduction increased and now also affect mastery skills. I guess it was only for core skills before. Aspect of Armageddon damage increased from 0.2525 to 0.35 to 4.4. I think that's whenever you used Inferno, you'd rain down meteors. But it could also be when you use Meteor, it would do some more Meteor. There's two of them. Aspect of Shattered Stars. Like one of them is on Meteor, the other one's on Inferno. So they just got a bit more damage. Serpentine aspect Hydra duration reduction reduced. Serpentine aspect Hydra duration reduction reduced. So now instead of your Hydra lasting 30 to 20 seconds, percent less, it now 20 to 10. But there has to be a trade-off apparently. Glacial aspect ice spikes. Bonus damage to frozen reduced. Oh, Jesus. Dude, my entire character is just gone. It has not received a single buff and it's just been nerfed. Aspect of control. Instead of being applying it 3 times, now only applies 1 time, I'm assuming. They're nerfing the ice spike bonus damage. Oh, but they are increasing the damage of them though. But like from 0.2 to 0.25 or 0.3 to 0.35 is like fucking fuck all. That 10% reduced damage from when they're frozen. Aspect of the frozen tundra ice break damage increase. So that's I think I'm not sure which. I think this one is aspect of frozen wake ice spikes. So and chill increase. So this is when you have ice barrier, or when you have is it a barrier or is it ice armor? I think it's ice armor. Whenever ice armor is active, you pop these little spikes as well. And this is whenever you use deep freeze, you pop the spikes. Aspect of binding cold chance to apply is vulnerable to frozen increased. In case that's when line matters per second increased. Stable aspect chance for a free cast. Oh wow, you get 2% more on the top end, or on all ends, I guess. Aspect of splitting any chance to spawn additional lightning spear. From 11 to 20 up to 41 to 50. I guess lightning spear Sorg is going to be a thing. Items. Gloves of the Illuminator Fireball. Damage reduction. That's the one where they bounce. So instead of them being, it's just 10% less reduction. Isus Alum critical strike chance for moves increased. So you get critical strike chance. You wear these boots and your movement speed turns into critical strike chance. Esadora overflowing cameo chance to raise a lightning nova increased. That is a necklace where whenever you pick up crackling lightning, you have a chance to nova, I guess, yeah? So, essentially, if I log into my Sorg right now, I don't think I can do content. I think they've actually crushed my character completely. Aspect of disobedience, maximum stacks. That's the defensive thing. I don't think I'm using that right now. Good thing I'm not, because I would have been fucked then. But that's the one where whenever you deal damage, you get a stack and you get more armor. Aspect of retribution, bonus damage to stun reduced. So buy to 20% of my damage. Exploiter's aspect bonus damage to unstoppable. Exploiter's aspect bonus damage to unstoppable reduced. That's my helmet. Goodbye. Starlight aspect resource restore increased from 10 to 20 to 20 to 40. I don't know which one that is. Is that the one whenever you use a cooldown? Because I thought, no, that can go higher than 20. I don't know which one this is. I don't know which one this is. The Butcher's Cleaver slow increased. I haven't even seen the Butcher's Cleaver actually. But it does more slow now. Drop rate adjustment. Increased bonus to drop ancestral and sacred items in Nightmare Dungeons from 5% to 10%. Removed a 20% chance to drop an extra equipment item from elite monsters outside of Nightmare Dungeons and Helltide. Increased chance to drop an extra equipment item from elite monsters in Nightmare Dungeons and Helltide by 10%. Nightmare Dungeons now have 50% chance to drop a second legendary item upon completion. Nightmare Dungeons now give 3 rare items upon completion, up from 1. Wait, up from 1? They always gave 2. Oh, are you getting 3 unique or aspects? But it has a chance to drop. Or did you get 1 legendary and 1 rare item? So now you get 1 legendary and 3 rare items and a 50% chance for a second legendary item. I think that's what you're getting now. I think that's how it works. Okay. Increased monster HP scaling from 80% to 100 bonus per extra player in a party. Adjusted the scaling of the Greed Shrine. Thank you. World bosses now drop potions more often. I guess people were dying to world bosses. There is no longer a limit to how many materials you can refine into a higher. Nice, okay. Developers know many affixes are too efficient and are outshining alternative. We're looking to refine the outliers, improve the number of meaningful choices on competitive slot, and increase the overall flexibility of items. We know these changes will reduce the total amount of possible power a character can possess. So we'll be monitoring how the changes affect players' ability to conquer expected milestones throughout the season. Dude, they've completely and utterly... I don't know how a sword gets damage anymore. I just don't know how a sword gets any damage anymore. Unless the Ice Shard builds or the Arc Lightning builds, unless they're capable of doing damage outside of CC, I do not see how a Sorcerer does any damage anymore. The aspect of control was the only thing that did damage for a sword. They do not have... I don't think they have any aspects available that scales the damage they do on certain skills. It's always like something is reduced. It does something extra and then it reduces damage, or it has some sort of other drawback. Like it's a chance. Like you have a fireball staff, and all it does is you spawn 2 more fireballs, right? There's no damage increase to it. And then you can use the gloves that makes them bounce. And then they do 55% less damage. They buffed it now. So it's only 55% less damage. Like, I don't understand how a Sorc is going to do damage now. Like, if it's not CC'd, Sorc doesn't do damage to it. And especially this change... Where is it? Especially... Where did it go? No, it's up here, right? It was above. Where did I find it? Maybe I'm just stupid. Well, this one cuts a lot of damage down, but it's the one... It is the one where the aspect of control... Oh fuck, that was not what I wanted. The fuck am I pressing? Here, fix an issue where aspect of control was applying its damage bonus 3 times for staggered bosses. Without that, you're just not doing damage anymore. To bosses at least, I guess. But maybe you'll probably still be fine on mobs. But holy shit. Where were we? Control impaired duration reduction can now appear on pants. Okay. So now you just need... Barrier generation can now appear for all classes. It will also begin dropping later in the game. Lucky hit chance while you have a barrier can now appear for all classes. Okay. Mastery skill damage. Newly added. Can appear on sorcerer weapons. Scales identity core skill damage. They're really pushing the mastery damage on Sorcs, I guess. So I guess that's where you're gonna get your damage. All of the core skills can now scale your mastery. So I guess Firewall might be coming in hot. Resistance to all enemies can now, all elements can now appear on shields. So shields are useless and resistances are useless. Let's go. The core stat bonus on weapons has been overperforming, so we're pulling back on this bonus. Really? So instead of having... So you're getting less main stat on your weapons now. Really? Cooldown reduction often felt mandatory due to their raw power. We imagine cooldown reduction will remain a highly desirable stat, but the penalty for not prioritizing it won't be as harsh. Cooldown reduction reduced by 30%? So right now, my sorcerer completely relies around my ice spike dealing damage to frozen targets, that is reduced by 10%. I rely completely on the aspect of control doing damage. That is now reduced by what, 200%? I rely on using my cooldowns in rapid succession for mana gains and to proc an ice blade for more damage increase, and that has been nerfed by 30%. Yeah. We're seeing critical strike damage and vulnerable damage often used as hard requirements for a build success in Diablo. We believe this is a step towards allowing more builds to flourish, and will continue to make changes as part of this goal. Critical strike damage reduced by 17%. Lightning critical strike damage reduced by 70%. Vulnerable damage reduced by 40%. Dude. My character is gone. What the fuck? I run the aspect of control. It only works one time instead of 3 now. I run the stun aspect. That is now 10 to 20 instead of 20 to 40. I run a lot of cooldown. That is reduced by 30%. I aim for crits and vulnerable damage. Crits are reduced by 17%, vulnerable by 40%. The Devouring Blaze passive is the primary, I think, source of big dig dam for me, and that has been absolutely butchered. Like here, from 10, 20, 30 down to 17, 14, 21. Oh, that's not too bad. But then you have 25, 50, 75 to 10, 20, 30. I might as well go log right in and delete my character. Disparities in inherent affixes can rule some weapons out before the rest of their stats are even rolled. These are receiving harsher reductions than their normal affix counterparts to increase weapon flexibility. Oh my fucking god. Okay, so cooldown reduction is reduced by 30%, and then its inherent and offense is reduced by 35% as well. Critical strike damage reduced by 50. Vulnerable on crossbow 65. Damage bonus to crowd controlled enemies. Guess what I'm stacking, by the way? No shot. Reduced with oh, damage to frozen. Oh, increased though. I don't think I have any of this, but it's been increased. Okay. We have seen that skillful players are frequently slaughtering monsters many levels above their own. We want to support this, but the current situation is beyond what we believe is correct for the long-term health of the game. To chase this goal, we're shifting power to many offensive affixes from defensive affixes. We know this will make our endgame content more deadly. Good, because I'm already getting one-shot by corpse bows off the fucking screen. I'm looking forward to that just being regular fucking crossbow mobs. Particularly for those chasing our pinnacle boss, an encounter not meant for the faint of heart. Oh, coming. So here's the thing. Your pinnacle boss is actually... And I know it's going to sound salty from somebody who didn't kill it, but your pinnacle boss is based on bullshit. It's just... It's not difficult. It's just everything one-shots you. It's not that what you have to do is difficult. It's just a one little mistake and you're dead. You can call that difficulty, and certainly it would fall under that category, but it's not that the mechanics or anything is difficult to do. It's just that you throw so much at it and at us at one time, and everything one-shots. That's what makes it difficult. If you could just survive getting hit by one wave, right? If you could just survive getting hit by like one of those fucking balls, then it would already be a lot easier. But yeah. Overcoming the pinnacle boss will take every ounce of your grit you can muster and all tools at your disposal. We will continue to evaluate the future. Wait, so they're... Wait. What is this? Physical damage increased, fire damage increased, cold damage increased, lightning damage increased. Physical over time increased, fire over time increased. Is this... Is this skills? Is this things on your gear? Blood skill damage, bone skill damage, brawling skill damage, companion skill damage, conjuration. Everything increased. Oh, total armor reduced. So these are affixes on gear, I guess. And they just get a bump up. Attack speed for force after dodging an attack. Total armor while in werebear form. So everything is getting less tanky. That's a lot to unpack here. The first thing is my character is dead. And I can't play Diablo 4 until the season starts. Because I don't have the gold to respec it. That's the first thing to unpack. I'm gonna give it a fair shot and see how it plays. So the way I understand a lot of this is they're nerfing experience gains. That's number one. They're making the overworld less challenging and no reason for you to be there outside of Helltides, which they're now forcing you to do more. So instead of having, because experience in dungeons is nerfed because the monsters will be 5 levels below you. They will be worth a lot less. You will breeze through it faster, but it'll give you less. The question is if it's worth it, because you'll probably breeze just as fast through a nightmare sigil at an appropriate level, and that'll already give you better loot and all of that shit. So I think they've killed the overworld, because why would you do outside content? Maybe you will. Maybe strongholds is still a good thing, but they didn't say that strongholds was gonna scale other than what the world does now. Maybe stronghold has a separate and it's still gonna be the best because they are usually above you, right? But But I just assume that they still be below you because aren't they only 2 or 3 levels above you? Maybe they're more, but what's the point of being in the open world now? I don't really care. I don't much enjoy it out there, but mobs are gonna be piss easy, 5 levels below you, and give you nothing. Regular dungeons, 5 levels below you, give you nothing. You have to just spam nightmare sigils, I think, even more than you. So nightmare sigil is just a way, I guess. Maybe I'm wrong. And then you have to do what, from 175 to 250 for the mystery chest. So realistically, you're gonna get a Helltide chest less, if not more. And God forbid you join the Helltide late, then you won't have chance to farm out the first 2 or 3 or however many. Unless they increased the draw. I don't think they did though. 250 for a Helltide. So you have to do more Helltides. And I guess the mobs will still be... The nerfing experience across the board, but especially in the outer world. Like I was doing... the way I leveled, I did nightmare sigils, and I did them roughly 10 levels above my character level. So I could have just done 3 levels above, and I would have gotten the 25% experience boost. But now, let's argue that I do the 10 levels above me still. I will only get 15% increased experience for them being higher level, rather than the 25. So I will level slower. On top of that, they've nerfed my defensiveness by 25% at least, right? Total armor by 30%, and the damage reduction from close and distant by 20, and then the resistance reduction from X by 25. Damage was never the problem. I always had enough damage. So now I'll be even squishier, but I'll have more damage. But damage was not an issue. So now the corpse bows that would one-shot me, or if I had a DR up, leave me at 1 health, will just one-shot me. Likely the crossbowmen, or whatever, crossbows are gonna one-shot me. So I guess you need to just build more defensively. But instead of getting 25% bonus experience when you do 3 levels above you, now you're gonna get what? 4.5? Was it 4.5? I think it was 1.5 per level, right? Up to 1.5 per level, up to 15 at 10, and there it caps there. So you'll level slower. You'll level slower in dungeons. There'll be less experience in the outer worlds. You'll have to do Helltides more. I guess you do maybe 3 of Whispers was buffed enough that that's what you're gonna do now. So is the meta still gonna be run regular dungeons, but just run the Tree of Whispers ones, and just 2 dungeons go hand in, 2 dungeons go hand in, 2 dungeons go hand in? Because you can't really, or maybe it's just nightmare dungeon still, and then whenever you get a Tree of Whispers, it's a bonus. Because it doesn't seem like that Tree of Whisper cash needs to be fucking worth a lot if it's worth for you to just run normal dungeons when they're 5 levels below you. Effectively, you're losing... Well, I mean, not anymore, I guess, because they took the experience bonus out of the fucking nightmare sigils. So I guess maybe it's the right thing to do. I didn't think they were going to make it harder to hit 100. And that's what they did. They also made... I guess all the damage buffs, specifically to my character, Lillith, is now, I guess, impossible. We'll go check. I'll go see how much damage I've lost. Just for the sake of it, I'll edit at the end of the video. You can see the changes to my character. Just from logging out, I guess. I'll give it a go. I'm not super interested. I'm gonna be honest. The way I see these patch notes is not what I wanted. Not gonna lie. So all the damage affixes on the weapons now just do more, but you do less of it is vulnerable and less of it is crits. It's like it's not that crits and vulnerable were that interesting, but they were infinitely more interesting than this. And now they're less interesting. So the already not very interesting gearing, I feel, just got less interesting, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, vulnerable was too powerful. Yeah, maybe critical strike damage was too powerful. But it was at least something to go for. And if they tune it down too much and it becomes the same as fire damage over time, it's just like, I just pick biggest number that applied to my build, kinda. I mean, why do you have this many if it's just build like biggest number over time, biggest number to my build? The fuck's the point then? Maybe I'm off, but this to me seems... We'll see. I'll give season 1 a go, but I am not interested at all at the moment. Holy shit, this... They just nerfed everything. Yeah, they buffed some skills up. Yeah, they buffed some damage on the fucking... On the gear. Sure, they buffed that. You're probably gonna do somewhere in the same ballpark. But like... They reduced the cooldown. They reduced the critical strike chance. They reduced the vulnerable. They gave you less main stat. Like, they nerfed some of the fucking aspects. It's not like there's that many aspects to begin with that are interesting at all or does anything. Now they just cut some of the good ones down. Now what are you gonna do? 25% more damage when you have a barrier. Woohoo! Let's go! Woo! We'll see how it goes, I guess. We'll see how it goes, I guess. I'll put in a side-by-side comparison of Lillith damage just so you can see what happened to Blizzard Zorg specifically. Well, I hope you enjoyed that side-by-side comparison. Well, I'm not playing until season 1. I hope it's not going to be as bad as I think, but I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.